Look at this. Look at these children. They want to know the story of our lives.
You tell them.
You have to help me, okay? Hello. My name is Francois. This is my sister. Her name is Amy. We're twins. We were born in France. In Paris. In 1750. Our mother was very poor. Our father died a few years ago.
We help our mother by sewing for rich people. They pay us a little so that we can buy some food, but our home is just one little room.
Our mother was always sad. She was sad because the two of us were deaf. She was worried about our futures, that we wouldn't be able to learn anything, that we wouldn't learn about God.
It's true, I didn't know anything about God until we met the Abbé. The Abbé was really a wonderful man.
Oh, hang on a minute, don't jump ahead. I'd like to tell you the full story properly. As the two of us were growing up, we had our own home signs that we used. We could sign to each other, and that was good. Our mother knew a few signs, but we could talk a lot. When we went outside to play in the street, that is in Paris, we had a chance to meet lots of other deaf people and learn the signs that they used too. We liked talking with the other people in the street. But our mother wasn't very happy about that. She didn't like to see us talking with them too much. Shh. But we learnt a lot of signs from them, didn't we?
They had lots of signs for the different things to buy in shops and strange foods and other things that I never heard about before. It was really interesting. I picked up a lot.
That's right. We were really excited about learning new signs. One day our mother found a priest and brought him back to our house in order to teach us about things like God and religion. Our mother really wanted to see us make our first communion. So Father Vanin, that was the priest's name, showed us a book full of pictures. The pictures were of the saints. He talked to us a lot about what the pictures meant. But we didn't understand a thing. We only pretended that we did. Anyway, Father Vanin came to our house many times to teach us. Then one day he stopped coming. He couldn't come to the house anymore. He had died. Our mother was very upset about that.
But we thought he was boring. He just talked and talked, and we just had to sit and look at the pictures.
Shh. Okay, so Father Vanin was a very good man. He didn't really know how to teach us, though. He didn't know how to teach deaf people. He spoke to us. Later on, another priest came to our house. He was very different. Very different to Father Vanin. His name was Abbé de l'Abbé. His name sign was this. He watched the two of us signing to each other. He watched the two of us communicate. He was an old man and a bit plump, but he was very good to us.
We had to teach him our signs first, and then he started to teach us new things.
Yes. He learnt our signs. He watched us very carefully, and then he made some new signs for things that we had no signs for, like God, Jesus, the church, those sorts of things. Abbé explained to us things about God and many other things in the world.
We learned lots of new things. I learned about other countries in the world. I used to think that there was only France. I was so surprised.
Yes, he was a good teacher. Many times if he didn't know a sign, he would try very, very hard to think about how to explain something to the two of us. We understood everything perfectly. We understood him much better than Father Vanin. We liked to talk with him.
Our mother was so happy that we were learning again about Jesus. She thought that the Abbé was wonderful.
Yes. The Abbé, after teaching us for a while, got the idea that he would like to start a school just for deaf children. There had never been a school for deaf children anywhere. So he started to walk through the streets, all throughout Paris, looking for deaf children, and he found them one by one and brought them into a big house. And that was the start of the new school for deaf children. People all around Paris thought that he was crazy for doing that. The Abbé trying to teach deaf children, they thought it was impossible. But then some other people thought, well, that's a very interesting idea, and they came along to the school to see what was going on, and they were very impressed that deaf children could learn to read and write. It was great. He was wonderful.
But it was only a school for boys. We missed out.
Yes, I know, it was the same as all the other schools in Paris at that time, for boys only. But a little before the school opened, girls were allowed to go. They were taught in separate classes to the boys. The two groups learnt different things. Girls learned how to sew and cook, and the boys learned how to read and write. Later on, the girls were then moved to a separate school, to a new place, and here it is here. The name of this place is the House of Refuge, where the girls learnt to cook and to sew. But we were both very disappointed to be moved away from the boys. We thought it would be great to learn to read and write. We were very disappointed.
It's really not fair.
I know. Never mind. We still felt very proud because we'd helped to establish the first school. We'd helped the Abbé establish that school for deaf children. We taught the Abbé how to sign. If the Abbé had never met the two of us, well, he wouldn't have opened that first school for deaf children, the very first one in the world.
And maybe you wouldn't have a school today. You should thank the Abbé.
That's true. We hope that you'll remember the two of us. We're a really important part of your history. We're not rich. We're not famous. And you might not remember our names. A lot of people have forgotten who we are. But we are very important because we helped inspire a teacher to start the first school for the deaf in the world. And we helped teachers understand that using sign language was the best way to teach deaf children.
Bye-bye. Good luck with your school.